Hello and welcome to Getting Clean on the Prairies. My name is Tracy, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I made a quick and easy sifter for my garden compost for less than 20 bucks. I will walk you through how to take some leftover scrap pieces of lumber and turn them into your own custom-sized compost sifter. At the end of this video I will demonstrate how this sifter quickly made me some amazing organic soil ready to add to my garden beds, containers, and potting mix. So let's get started. So the wagon here is going to act as my catcher for when I sift my compost. So I've dug through my lumber and I found two boards that actually seem to be perfect fit for this. So what I'm going to do is take my 2x4 and cut two pieces to go in between to build the frame, and then from there we will staple on the mesh sifting wire, and I'm going to extend it out or only make the wire go about 3/4 of the way down the board, just about the end of this length of the wagon, and then these will act as handles to be able to slide it back and forth for sifting. So let's put it together and hope it works. So it looks like about 18 inches. I'm going to cut two 2x4s that size and then screw them to these boards. Okay, so unfortunately I'm not talented enough to cut using this tool one-handed and videoing at the same time, but I just measured out two 18-inch pieces of 2x4 and chopped them on the saw here. And now we're going to go drill them together with the other pieces and create our frame. So this is what it's going to look like once it gets put together. As you can see, the frame, and then it'll have two handles so you can slide it back and forth when you're sifting. And I've customized it to fit onto this wagon of mine. You can see my two sideboards are not the same size as my 2x4s. If you have all the same size, of course that would probably look better, but this should work. I just went with these two pieces that were already pre-cut and ready to go. So I'm going to pre-drill some holes, and I have some 2.5-inch deck screws that I found in my garage here. I think that's a 3-inch one, but I'll go with the 2.5-inch. They should work. I'm just going to pre-drill and start screwing them in. So I have no woodworking skills whatsoever, as you probably can tell, but all I'm doing here is I'm going to pre-drill a couple holes here, 2 of them, and then drill in the screws. I've done it on this end already. Just trying to keep everything aligned here so that it doesn't get wonky. So let's keep going. Okay, so I probably should have brought out the tripod and set it up at the beginning of this video so I could have better shown you how I put this together, but I really just didn't want anybody to see how bad my woodworking skills, carpentry skills are. So I put it together. I used the 2.5-inch deck screws, and I've customized it so it fits on top of my wagon here. So it's going to sit on top, and once we put the screen on it, I made sure it was flush on the bottom here, so we'll staple the screen on. So it should fit on here. I can slide it back and forth and do the sifting action. So let's go to putting the screen on now and see how that goes. So this is the wire mesh that we're going to use on the sifter. I picked it up at PV Mart, which I think is only in Western Canada, but it is 1/4-inch mesh size. I paid about, I think, $18.99 for this roll. So this is probably the only thing that's cost me as far as the materials for this sifter, so that's not too bad. We'll call it a DIY project for under 20 bucks. Okay. Oh, I don't know about you guys. I've never had a staple gun that ever seems to work for me. Okay, I think it's gonna work today. Let's try this again. Okay, so we made it through that process. Thankfully, my husband came along and finished the stapling since I am obviously incapable of operating one. And now we're just going to trim up the edges with some of these tin snips. Just along the edge, I'm going to start snipping. These work pretty slick. I'm trying to catch a little bit on video here. I won't make you watch the whole thing. I think you get the idea, so I'm just going to trim this up. So there you have it. The sifter is made. I think it looks pretty good. So the custom fit on the wagon of mine looks pretty good. Seems to fit. So I'm going to just run her over to the compost bin and we'll give it a try. Okay, so here we go. Let's give it a little sift here. See how that goes. I think it'd actually be faster just to use my hands, but I've got a lot of big chunks in here, so a lot of stuff hasn't broken down. We'll either put it back. Some of this stuff here, this coffee filters that aren't breaking down, I'm going to separate them out because they're just not breaking down fast enough, and I have another plan for this bucket here of stuff, and so that'll be in another video. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that one. Okay, so I've just finished the first sifting here, and you can see that I got some really nice finely sifted compost here. It smells amazing. Anybody who says that dirt doesn't smell good, I don't know. This smells so good. I think she's good to go. So this will work for my composting, for my worm castings. I guess you could use it for your kitty litter box, but I don't think I'll do that. Thanks for watching.